Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, and today we're back with another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. And in this one we're going to be taking a look at this beautiful glider, the DG-808S Flugzeugbau. As you can see, it's a gorgeous glider. I will be using the Kinetic Assistant Plus to basically have thermals and thermals pretty much. The Kinetic Assistant Plus received an update, and I believe it's payware only, but on thermals now you have birds, and there are also spirals, so that's pretty nice. As always, I will have a link in my description down below for all of the add-ons I'm using, the glider, the Kinetic Assistant. The Kinetic Assistant is the payware version, so I'm pretty sure the birds are just on the payware version, but there is a freeware version available. This glider looks really good. I like it. Okay, back to the inside. This is the inside, and it's looking really good. I quite like it. You can hide yourself, you can hide the yoke. You can change the frequency yourself if you want to, so it's very functional. This is the winch release, I want to say. This is the throttle. As you can see, we can move it. We do have an engine. So we can actually launch ourselves. Okay, let's open the Canopy. Right here we have the speed brake. It's the blue lever, and popping the speed brakes. Beautifully animated. We also have some flaps. The landing gear is right here. As you can see, landing gear, which is animated as well. This is the winch release. Right here, I'm gonna call this PFD. We can change the screens, we can hide this, we can have just this, status. And right here, if you click here, when you're gliding, when you're actually flying, you can actually see where you're getting lift and where you are basically losing energy. Let's enable. It was enabled. Okay, that's good. Here you have your modes. I'm gonna leave this on auto. Let's fix the barrel and tone, lighting brightness, landing lights, imperial. Yeah, you can swap this, which is a really nice touch. This is how you turn off your engine or on. If you click this, you're gonna turn off your engine. And your engine here in the back, it's gonna come inside. It's quite nice, actually. We have smoke. We do have a ballast, which is right here, 250 pounds. Let's close this, and it's very straightforward, opening and closing this. There's also a emergency feature, which is this one, Canopy eject. It doesn't really work when you're here, like, this is what it looks like. Doesn't really make much of a difference, but if you're flying, it does work. It really does, and it's quite nice. As you can see, the surfaces, they are animated, so we have the rudder and everything else. And as you can see, the pilot is moving his hand. We have a engine, so we're gonna be launching ourselves, but on Kinetic Assistant, you can actually have a plane towing you or a winch. So what we're gonna be doing is connect hotspots. We are gonna enable this. I was gliding for a bit earlier. Here you can see soaring birds and spirals. If I remember correctly, they should appear around 2,000 feet below this. I might be completely mistaken, but I think that's it. So yeah, we're going to be taking a look at that. Here you have the winch. And then the airplane that will basically tow you if you use this. There's also a catapult. I'm going to leave it on hotspots and I'm going to hide this. On this screen right here, you can actually see the thermals. They actually pop up. It's actually quite nice. So I'm going to leave it kinda like this and outside for a bit until we take off. And yeah, this is quite nice as well. So if you click on your microphone, you get this option, so you don't really have to bring the Kinetic Assistant all the way here. You can just click the mic and then winch launch, ground push. Ground push basically allows you to maneuver in the ground. So you're going to basically use your yoke, your joystick, and it's going to move you around. Quite nice. Let's hide this and this. There we go. We're going to be using the engine, so let's increase the throttle. And we are moving. I'm going to bump up the sound just a little bit. There we go. Now we can control our takeoff. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And it also lets me know you guys are enjoying the content. Okay, looking good. As you can see, you don't really gain speed that fast. There we go. A notch of flaps coming up. Again. There we go. Landing gear coming up. As you can see, it is beautifully animated. And bringing the Kinetic Assistant back in. Here you can see we have this kind of compass map. I'm gonna say it's a map, because if we zoom out, you see this red circle, that's a thermal. And if we fly through it, we're gonna basically be getting a thermal. So we have one here, we have one here, and if you're wondering, we are at an airport called Buttville, and if we head south, we have the Alps. This is such a nice airport. It's got such a nice area to be in, since just south you have the Alps, Switzerland, and flying around there with a glider is very fun. I am trying to gain some altitude. There we go. We just have to head 207-ish. So right here, we have altitude, speed, heading. It's pretty much everything you need. So this is the trail I mentioned. If it's green, you are gaining altitude. If it's, I believe it's blue, you are losing altitude energy. So I just brought my throttle to idle. And we're gonna glide towards this thermal. And as you can see right here, we don't have green anymore. We are fully flaps up. Gear is up. Speed brakes are in. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. If it's too hot, we can also open this. This is our AC. This is our AC. And you can kind of faintly see the thermal spiral here. I'm not sure how well the recording is capturing this, but there's like a spiral here. I don't really see any birds though. pitching down. I don't see any birds. So if we go here, we should have spirals, gates, and birds. I'm not too sure what the sliders are supposed to do. At least this slider. So I'm gonna leave it on max. Look at this beautiful place. Yeah, I don't see birds yet. But that's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's either one or the other, actually. There we go. I can see a bird. There is a bird right there. Such a nice detail. Such a nice detail. I usually leave the thermals all the way up to 10,000. Sometimes I move it around, but usually 10,000 is where I leave it at. But just so we could actually see the birds quickly after takeoff, I have it like so. There are supposed to be like different birds flying. I'm not too sure how many pieces we have, but it's not just a single species as far as I know. Really, really nice detail. And this is a thermal. 7 meters per second, not too great, but not bad either. Depending on where you're at, you can get slightly better thermals. This thermal should only go up to 5,000. So we are reaching a little bit over 4,000, 420. So I guess we can start heading south for a little bit. Do we have a second thermal nearby? Kinda, a little bit off all the way there. So I think I'm gonna climb all the way to 5,000. I do feel like that's a better option for us. Okay, so we have reached 5,000. And I kind of want to head south-ish. Since we did see there was another thermal. There we go. Let's trim this. You can trim the glider. It makes flying a lot easier. There we go. And this flight is mostly so I can show the features of the glider and Kinetic Assistant. I really like the addition of the birds to the Kinetic Assistant. I do believe it's a payware exclusive feature. I'm not exactly too sure though. I think the spirals are available in both versions, I'm not exactly sure. And then the birds are just on the Plus version. And the reason I really like this airport, it is a mod on flightsim.to. I'm gonna bring up the VFR map real quick. As you can see, we have this beautiful, beautiful view right here. And it's this one, I believe it's this one, the ICAO. I will leave a link for it on my description down below. And this is the reason I enjoyed this area so much. It's so beautiful, like, it truly, truly is. And then if you have the time and patience, you can literally fly across the Alps. I guess I should have done this earlier, but this button, so you can turn off the engine, there we go. And as you can see, as I'm hovering over, it's 30%. As soon as it reaches 0, I believe, I do believe it's gotta go completely, all the way completely to 0. The engine basically retracts. It's a really, really nice feature. And as you can see, the engine is still up. We still have an engine. And if we hover over here, 2%, 1%. And let's go back out. This way we can actually look at the engine retracting. There we have it. There's like this little compartment, and just as easily you can bring the engine out again. Just as easily. I do feel like the glide ratio on this glider is really, really, really good. The smoke is smoking. The smoke is basically doing what it should. And let's turn this off. And let's release the ballast, just so I can show what it looks like. There we go. So basically, we are releasing all the water from the ballast. You can reset the ballast. I tried using the weight and balance. So if you open up your weight and balance, it's going to show like you have 125 pounds on each side. What I did was I zeroed that out, and then I gave myself 125 again. And if we hover around here, 150, and it's going down. We can kind of faintly see the spirals again. Very, very faintly. £100. Eventually it's gonna reach 0. It always does. We are at 3,700 feet. Ooh, birds. And they are flying. There we go. We should be inside the terminal, I think. Yeah. And our ballast tanks are empty. Nice. I'm not too sure we are inside the terminal properly. Okay, let's recover from this. There we go. Okay, so So I'm gonna see if we can reach the second terminal, which should be just straight ahead. And again, just showing the features of this aircraft. If for some reason we have to eject the canopy, and very fitting, we're gonna be going over an area that seems to be quite a bit colder than this area. I imagine not too much colder, but still, visually, yeah. You just have to click this and the canopy is gone. Such a nice detail. Can you imagine how cold the air is? And all this cold air is hitting us straight up. We don't have a jacket. We don't have a helmet. I mean, it's natural AC, I guess. Okay, it does look like we're closer to the next terminal, which if we bring it back is right here, right in front of us. Again, if you don't like to use this, you can just disable the circles, the spirals right here, and they're gonna disappear. I really like the birds though. I really like the birds. Let's put this like so. And I was not looking at my speed. Let's gain some speed again. There we go. Just have to hold on for a little bit, and the terminal is right here. I am not sure if this is intended, but with the ballast completely empty, I feel like it's a lot harder to gain altitude on the terminals. Which I don't know, I feel like with the ballast we should be faster since we have more weight. But if we are lighter, shouldn't we climb? Shouldn't we have an easier time climbing with the terminals? That's a good question. I'm not too sure actually. So we can gain some altitude, but I just feel like with the ballast full, it's slightly easier. And this is the Flugzeugbau DG-808S, as well as the Kinetic Assistant Plus. As always, I will have a link in my description down below for all of them if you want to check them out for yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, I really do. And until the next time, bye bye. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great week ahead of you. I think today is Sunday for me. So yeah, have a good Sunday, a great week. Bye bye.